What is going on, y'all? We are back for our bi-weekly update on the market, on everything real estate related. We're going to bring on Taylor again, and he's going to go over some juicy news that we got for rates and those who are rate conscious. Some cool news here. Let me share my screen. All righty. Boom. Look at that. Opendoor lost nearly $1 billion in Q3 in once in 40 years market transition. $928 million between July and September. That is absolutely insane. And for anybody that doesn't know what Opendoor is, they're essentially a discount broker. They also were Redfin, Zillow. They had an iBuyer program for the last 2 years where I don't want to say single-handedly, but they had a huge role to play in why prices on houses were so inflated, because they were just paying. They came in the market heavy. They were buying up a lot of inventory, and their whole idea was to fix them up a little bit and sell them for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 profit. They were pricing out a lot of buyers back in the thick of it, and reading this right now is extremely rewarding, knowing that this whole thing backfired on them. They fired like 550 employees, like 18% of their workforce. Terrible. They shut down, I believe, their iBuyer program. But I mean, look at that, $57 million loss in the quarter previous, or I'm sorry, the year previous to that. That's insane. Their whole algorithm-based business is a crapshoot, obviously. Came across this today too. We're definitely not surprised. These digital brokers that are charging 1%, 1.5% to list your home, they're a volume-based business. Even the realtors that they employ, they're essentially salary-based. Look at this. Zillow, they cut 25% of their. So yeah, man. Look, this job is extremely difficult. I did not know that getting into it. It's very, very rewarding, but it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I don't care what sort of smart algorithm you have to calculate in which area it's going to be 3% more than the year before, or what have you. All that's garbage. It takes boots on the ground. It takes getting to know people. It takes talking to 20, 30, 40 people a day to get to the numbers that you'd like to be at. And it's a people business. You cannot take the people out of the business. And these are what these big companies were trying to do this last couple of years. We are very happy to hear this news, okay? On the brighter side of things, let's talk about the market a little bit. So this is a shift in home values since their respective 2022 peaks. So when it peaked back in like April, May, you can see here, some markets are not doing too hot. I think I read somewhere like Las Vegas. Yeah, like somewhere in Nevada. Look at that. 9% almost average. Some areas it's 18%. It's insanity. I don't know why the West Coast always gets hit hard. They get hit very hard. I think there's just too much speculation there that raises the home values just sky high. And we all heard the stories, like, back in the summer, people were bidding $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 over asking. And that was primarily in the West Coast markets. Here, we're not doing too bad. I mean, and honestly, we're probably not going to do too bad even through the thick of it coming up. I mean, look, we've only seen a half a point drop or so since the top of it. With that being said, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what the market's going to look like 6 months from now. It's probably going to look worse than it does now. And a lot of these talking heads, and take it for what you will, take it with a grain of salt, they are predicting on the low end 5% drop in this area from its high, up to maybe even 15% if we go through a recession. And so keep that in mind. Any sellers out there that are thinking about selling their home, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll just wait till the spring market. That might not be the case. You might not make out better than what you think here. It's better to have that conversation now to see you know, where you would look like at now, what your local market looks like, and then decide. So that'll do it for news. I love doing these. Tell me, guys, what you think. I mean, if this provides value for you guys, and you think that I should keep doing these, I'd love to keep doing them. I love it. I like it. Keeps me sharp. It keeps me on top of what's going on, and